Hello and welcome back to another edition of Politics and Why 2022 Meet Your Candidates. And of course, we ask 3 questions in 3 minutes, so not a lot of time. Today, our guest is Paul King, who is running for the 5th Congressional District, which is mostly in Queens, a tiny part of Nassau County. He was born and raised and grew up in Belle Harbor. And he is running against a longtime incumbent, Gregory Meeks, who's been in office for something like 24 years. So, Paul, it's a lot like David taking on Goliath because he's got a lot of power and probably a lot more money to spend. Why do it?
Well, I think it's very important now to step up and, fight for our country and fight for what's right. People told me when I said I wanted to do this, run against, Kathleen Rice, go to another district, don't take on Meeks, or run for a lesser office. But this is where our problems are down in DC, where there's these, what I consider artificial divides or exaggerated divides between races, between, parties, and they're driving the country apart. They're undermining the American dream. If I want to make change, then I've got to take on the big challenge. And I need to go into the minority communities and say, hey, listen, we're all in this together. My family lived the American dream. I know you want the same thing. I know we can solve this together. So it's a fight that has to be fought. And I don't want to go small. I'm going large against Gregory Meeks.
You certainly are. You've been on Community Board 14. You're a businessman by background, conservative, Republican. What's the first thing that you would like to do if you were elected?
Well, it's hard to nail just one. In terms of doing the job as a congressman, I want to get on committees that affect people's ability to pursue their American dreams. I think we need to make sure we have that equity and inequality of opportunity. So I want to go with that focus. And I think one of the important things to achieving that is the ability to work across the aisle. So this is a blue state, and my predecessors, remember the Congressional Black Caucus. Those are the people I need to work with to affect change here in New York. But some of the same problems are in Appalachia. They're in Mississippi, Republican districts. So instead of these groups who have constituents with similar problems, I want to start getting these people to drive together towards consensus and solving problems across the aisle.
One last question. What's something about you that we don't know?
Well, when I just need to get away from it all for a little while, I hop on my bike. I usually take my camera with me, and I will bike to Fort Tilden, which is part of Gateway National Recreation Area, or across the bridge to Brooklyn, just to go through nature and just to relax. We have this beautiful Jamaica Bay that's right next to Rockaway that kind of defines part of the peninsula. And it's just a great way to escape and get back in touch. And then I'll take lots of pictures. I'll come home, I'll Photoshop them, and I'll probably never print them. I'll just have, the fun of doing that, and the relaxation and the escape helps me get centered again.
Yeah, a little returning to nature can help us all. Thank you so much, Paul. Best of luck to you on the campaign trail. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you and goodbye.